At Lucas Oil Speedway here with Henry Chambers. Man, you had a busy night practicing. You swapped motors. You had 2 nights of qualifying. Going to have a little work to do tonight. How's everything? How's the day been?
I think we've been working all night trying to get the race car ready to go. We had to put a new transmission in. Obviously the new motor, which I'm actually really glad we put a new motor in because John Yeoman just got it finished up. And we had a motor in before. It wasn't quite as stout as the one we have in now, but definitely improvement that we put this other motor in. And we've had a tough last couple nights. Practice obviously didn't get to practice, but I think we're getting back on track. Hopefully tonight we're going to really push to make the A. We've been really concentrating all day on making sure everything on the race car is right.
Obviously Humboldt probably a little closer to where you grew up and whatnot, but assuming you've probably been here and raced a decent amount.
Yeah, I would say I race here, off and on in the B mod weekly every once in a while. And last year we raced in the A mod probably a handful of times. We had a really good run at Nationals last year. And Tuesday night we were kind of on some different stuff, and we went back to what we know Friday night, and we were feeling better, just kind of got caught up in some bad circumstances.
What do you like, you're running Mullins' car, what do you like about working with Tanner?
Honestly, really his experience. He has really good experience, and he's not one of the guys that will tell you where this needs to go, what that needs to do. He's more just like, what feels good to you, and he'll tell you what it's going to do, but it's always up to you if you want to change something. But really his experience comes into play with me starting to run the tour. I think, like he said, when he started, it was hard for him to even make a show. It took him a lot of laps and a lot of races to even get remotely close to being good. He said it takes a ton of laps. So
you also been racing some open wheel cars. You had a sprint car you raced. You ran the Chili Bowl. Just kind of tell me about both of those deals.
So about 3 years ago, I was racing at Nevada Speedway, and Rick Horn, actually, he's a Shriner, had called me the next couple days and asked me if I wanted to come with him to an open wheel race. And we went to Sweet Springs and just kind of watched, and then he had told me that he'd want me to drive a midget. So I raced a midget a handful of times, didn't do too good, and then this last year he got me into a 305 sprint car and ran it a couple times. Had some really good runs at some short tracks. Went to Belleville and ran the Nationals. Yep. Went and ran Hutch. Had a good run at Hutch. Belleville, we didn't quite have the motor, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What do you like about those open wheel cars?
Fast.
Yeah,
real fast. I think at Belleville we were going 130 mile an hour.
I figured.
And I think that's probably the fastest I've ever gone. But and they're so much fun when you can get them to work. The midgets are a lot of fun, but they're a huge pain to even get working most of the time.
What's difficult with them?
The motors, the
Gotcha.
4 cylinders. They're nothing. It's a race car. Nothing stock. You can't just go buy a part from the parts store. Not that our modifieds, just parts off the shelf, but they're injected. They run a battery. The cool thing about the sprint cars is they have a magneto, and you don't have to worry about really electrical issues. But the sprint cars are so much more fun just because they're way easier to work on and deal with, and I think I come to the sprint cars more than the midgets.
Do you like having the fat rear tires? Does that make a difference?
Oh, yeah, huge difference. I think we run 11 inches of stagger most of the time, and that's a lot.
You're making kind of a name for yourself here racing these modifieds, and I know it was probably just your natural progression and getting out there and racing a little bit more, but did you surprise yourself with how good your year went last year?
Honestly, if you would have told me I would have honestly even ran the whole Heartland Tour, I would have thought you was crazy, just because we really just wanted to get out and really just probably run 81 in Humboldt. That was actually our main goal, just to run those 2 racetracks. And we ran the first couple Heartland races, and then we realized that we could run the whole thing and possibly make a run at Rookie of the Year, and we did that, and obviously got more aggressive as we went on.
About the new format for that, you like timing in? Obviously, you're timing in with USMTS as well. Would you rather do that or race with passing points?
I think the timing in, I loved how we timed in last week at Humboldt. That was awesome, being able to have a choice in where I start at in the heat race, and it worked out really good. The only thing is like last night we qualified 4th out here and had to start, even though we qualified 4th, had to end up starting 5th. Yeah. And that's a little difficult because then you never really know if you want to go out and run good or not run good.
Sure. Hey, Dan Price, big-time USMTS fan. Again, I'm tuning in late. Who's the kid? This is Henry Chambers with us, Dan. Henry Chambers with us out of Baldwin City, Kansas, driver of the Sonic number 17. All right, so going to be a 50-lap A main tonight. You get yourself qualified in here. Going to be a little bit of a longer race. I don't know. You ever ran a 50-lapper before?
Yes. I think the last time I ran a 50-lapper, we were here at Nationals.
Okay, yeah. It is.
That was a very exciting race. Very exciting.
Hey, so Reese ran second last night in that A main, but he said his right rear was shot. So obviously, we get to that point. Tire conservation will have to come into play a little bit. How do you manage to make sure you got something left?
Like last night, they farmed the racetrack before we went out there, and it wasn't that it was real wet. It was just super crumbly and really hard, sharp dirt. And I would say if they do that again, you have to, no matter what you do to your tire, you're going to have to go really easy. Because I noticed even the first, I only ran 15 laps, I think, of the A last night before we broke. My tire was already starting to get, chewed up just from the dirt and how they farmed it. It was really hard on the tires. But if they don't farm it and it's smooth when we go out there, I would say it's going to be easier to keep your tires under you. But at the end of the day, I think I would rather have my tire chunk out and stay warm than seal up. We've run into those problems a lot, is when your tire seals up, then you're just kind of screwed the whole race because you're just kind of on icicles. But at least when they chunk out, they're still warm and they still have grip.
Gotcha. You're kind of the life of the pits around there, over there. You're the race fans that don't know, you're getting kind of a professional look at Henry Chambers right here. Man, dude, like, you like to go have fun. You mess around in the pits. The Mullins group seems to really get along well. That's over there. Tell me a good story or two from the weekend here. Something's happened.
I really just kind of like to lighten the mood up.
Yes.
Doing goofy stuff. Everybody's all kind of salty when they're working on their stuff. It's kind of fun to get everybody a little open up. Maybe, if they're having a bad day, just kind of get the mood open and everybody's have a good day. We don't always have to be, so serious. Obviously, race time is race time. You got to be serious. But when you're in the pits, everybody's working on their cars and, probably overthinking something. You just kind of have to lighten the mood up. But, man, there's so much. I can't.
Have you been to bed before? Have you been to bed before the sun comes up? That's the first question.
Honestly, I think I have. It's been real close.
Okay.
Real close. I think the latest was on practice night. I think it was like 5:30.
Wonderful.
And, you're getting close to seeing a little sunshine.
Yeah, it's starting to break over the horizon for sure. Okay, well, listen, I'm proud of you for that.
I am too.
How much has your dad impacted your racing program? I know he's probably everything to you.
Oh, my grandpa started racing in 1969, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Raced until 2001. My dad started in 1991 and raced all the way up until 2021. So, they've done it for so long. At this point, I would say my dad, when it comes to just common sense of the race cars, he's a huge help. Getting to the racetrack, making sure that everything's in the trailer. He's more of the manager.
Gotcha.
But anymore, when it comes to the actual race car, I would say that he's kind of tuned out. He just kind of lets me do my thing, lets me work on the race car. At the shop, I work on the race car, I get it ready to go. Now, obviously, if I have questions, he's always there. He knows a lot about the front ends on the race cars. So, like, when it comes to, caster camber, stuff like that, when I need help with stuff, just setting the front end, he's always there just because he knows a lot about that stuff. But when it comes to some of the other stuff, he's just kind of out of date on that. He even told me when he ran the 4-link stuff, he never really knew, the tricks and stuff like that. He just always kind of made it work.
Yeah.
So, but I would call him more my manager because he's always on top of the logistics of everything.
Probably. Does he drive everywhere too, or do you drive some?
I would say I drive because he can't really see great at night. But we just actually bought a camper.
Okay.
So he drives it sometimes, or my pit guy John will drive it.
Yeah.
But
so we're done with hotel racing.
We're done with that. That is very expensive.
Okay.
We tried that at Heart of Texas, and I think we blew $400 on hotels that weekend.
Oh yeah, it's
not fun.
It's crazy. So are we're gonna pull in the race car with the camper then? Is that what we're doing?
I don't think we're gonna be able to do that. The camper we got, I think it's an 8-liter Chevy. It can pull itself. That's about it.
Ah, okay. 10-4. I understand. You, so obviously you maintain your race cars and you do a lot of the work. What's the one thing you hate working on?
Probably the clutches on transmissions.
Okay. And why?
They're
Every racer has something they don't like. It's interesting.
They're a pain to bleed. And honestly, probably one of my favorite things to do, even though I don't really do it anymore, is tire work.
Okay.
I don't know why. I love to do tire work, but obviously now I just kind of have my pit guy Jake and John do it, and I'm usually working on the suspension and body stuff like that.
One of the cool things when Ryan Gustin was first coming up, I got to know him when he was just a hair older than you. First got to know him, and he's obviously got knowing how to do his tires and whatnot with what he's doing. But when he came up, he was obsessive about working on his tires, and that was something that always stuck with me. And you'd seen him working on them at the racetrack, and he was very, very in tune with that. And I thought, boy, for such a high level racer, that's crazy. And I just asked him one time. He goes, "Man, that's only 4 things to touch the racetrack." And so it's interesting what guys key on. So
yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference getting all the sharp edges, making sure you don't burn the tire down when you grind it. Just the right depth on siping it. I mean, if you didn't have good shoes on your feet, you wouldn't want to walk very far, would you?
That's true. It's a great point.
Yep.
Hey, how's the tech barn been for you?
Honestly, I think we went through techs Thursday, and Darlo said I was the only one to go through tech and didn't have to change anything on the race car.
Holy smokes! That's
the first time.
That's an award.
That might be the only trophy that I didn't get a trophy for this week.
Let me ask you this though. Are you proud of that?
I'm very.
You are?
Because it's the only thing I think I'm going to win this weekend.
Okay.
I mean, we've had a tough weekend. I'm hoping that, of course we're here to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's the only reason I'm
Everybody is.
this, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I want to make the feature tonight, and I just want to run all the laps. Because if you're not going to learn if you don't run laps.
Sure.
So.
Great point right there. Hey, where's your favorite place to race at?
You might not like this. Springfield Raceway.
Oh, it's a great racetrack.
Great racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that racetrack.
I don't take anything away from it.
It's an awesome place.
Now, I don't currently go there, but I don't take anything away from it. So, cool.
It's a little wild.
It is.
The environment.
It is progressively banked, and it is aggressive, and it is fast.
I loved running the top there.
Yeah.
You could go into one and, hit the cushion, and then you could step off the backstretch.
Yep.
And go where you come on the racetrack and then shoot back onto the racetrack. It was a lot of fun.
Yep, and it gets super wide coming off the turn, too. You kind of run it in a circle.
Right.
The front stretch, though, is way different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and kind of tight coming off of 4.
It's a wild place, but I would say it's probably the most fun racing I've had. I mean, you can run anywhere you want, and it's fast.
Yep. Been there a million times over the years, man. It's a
awesome.
great place for sure. Where are you looking forward to going that you've not been? Is there a place you'd be like, man, if I could just go around here sometime?
Cedar Lake. That looks like an awesome racetrack.
So it is.
I went there one time with my dad, and when he ran a B-Mod in 2021, and he to this day says it's one of his favorite racetracks, even though he didn't get to run. I don't think he ended up making the feature that night, but he was real close.
You guys need to guys.
No, thank you.
I'll be out here in just a sec. Cedar Lake's one of the great tracks in this country of anywhere. I feel like you're one that kind of wants to get up there and run the wall too, man. You can do it all day or there. Yeah. What a great racetrack. Hey, maybe things work out. You get to go this year. I mean, it's on the USMTS schedule, so if you guys are rolling pretty good,
that's the plan.
That would be awesome. So Dan Price is the one. He goes, TP, you're a bad man. That's that he says that from the grandstands. Have you heard that before?
I don't think so.
TP, you're a bad man. So he's telling you to keep that shirt. That it's going to be a collector's item.
It is. I'm sure it will be.
Who's the veteran out there that you're not like tied up with in any sort of racing deal, car deal? You don't buy anything from, but like, who is it that you just respect and really like to watch race in these modifieds?
I mean, I carry so much respect for them all, just because they're living the dream, and they're so good at it, and it's just, you learn so much just watching them. Is it a car builder or just a certain guy that's a regular?
Yeah, just somebody that races that you like watching. Just kind of like in our world of mod racers.
I mean, obviously, Tanner, but I mean, I can't really pick him just because he's my car builder. I got to pick somebody else, don't I?
There's got to be somebody else you're like,
Right.
man, boy, that dude's good.
I mean, Rodney Sanders.
Sure.
I wouldn't say that, like, he doesn't ever really do anything, like, wow, impressive, but he's always one of the fastest race cars on the racetrack, and he's always usually there.
He's rock solid.
And you don't have to be impressive to be fast.
He hardly ever doesn't finish a race.
Right.
Too. Even the nights where he's like, we weren't any good tonight.
Right.
He almost always finishes races. I have so much respect for him and what he's done. That's a great one for you to watch and model yourself after, man. He's unbelievable. It's a good one. All right, we're taking a look here. Henry Chambers with us. What else do you like to do besides racing? If you're not racing, I can tell you're pretty much infatuated with it, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, it takes up most of my time. Man, I mean, I don't really do it much. Golf is fun.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at it at all. I mean, far from it. But I would say smacking a golf ball is pretty fun every once in a while. It's relaxing.
There it is.
So, I don't know.
All right.
It lets you think about stuff.
Sure, and not have to think about your race car and be so tuned in.
Well, I don't know. Most of the time, if I'm playing golf, I'm thinking about
your race car. Yeah, okay. All right. Wonderful. Well, you're going to be putting on a show no matter where you're at tonight in this.
I hope so.
I'm sure the lineup's probably on MRP. I don't know exactly where you're going to start, but dude, I've enjoyed getting to know you. I enjoyed watching your dad race, and I wish you all the best. I think you're one of the big up and comers.
Yeah.
I think that you getting out and racing these modifieds is going to be great for your career, and tickled to have you around.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of people help me get here, especially just running the Beam-On, you know. I mean, I wouldn't have this ride without the guys at Sonic. They're a huge part of my career. They're the ones that really pushed me to get a modified. They helped out a ton getting me, you know, in this race car. And even the people that helped me on my B-Mod before I got in the modified, I mean, they obviously played a huge role. I mean, Mike Striegel, he did so much for me that last year that I ran the B-Mod, you know. I mean, I probably wouldn't be here without him and a lot of those people.
He says he's proud of you for not having to visit the Outlaw Body Shop this weekend.
We're not quite there yet. Don't
keep the door open.
Keep the door open.
Cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Turn bad. Henry will be over. Would you drive the race car from here straight across there to this?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even. I mean, we might have to call him first.
Sure.
But if he doesn't answer, I'll still just drive it over there.
Drive it over there. Yeah. All right. That's wonderful. All right, Henry Chambers with us here. I'll give you one time here before we let you go. Social medias and merchandise, T-shirts, things. But where do people follow you? How do they get all that information?
I have a website, Henry Chambers Racing. You can order T-shirts. Henry Chambers Racing on Facebook. Please go follow. You'll get updates of where we're at, what we're doing. That would be super helpful. I'd say as far as social media, go follow Sonic Racing on TikTok. But as far as social media, I think that's it.
There it is. It's going to be a big part of your career going forward because what you do on that side of it's probably going to take you just as far as what you do behind the wheels. Some of those veterans might not have had to done that, but kind of where you're at, that's where we're at.
Yep.
You do a good job.
In 2025 for sure.
Attaboy. Henry Chambers with us here. He's going to be out on the racetrack in a little bit. We got the drivers meeting in about 40 minutes, and we'll be racing shortly thereafter that. So I'd say cars on the racetrack probably in about an hour. So that is today's Millhamina Ford Race Day Q&A. Thanks to them for everything they do to help RacinDirt and all the racers that are around here, and we will talk to you all in just